Good morning, Predicted Trades family. Hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for the delay there. I was having some technical difficulties. Tosses being a little slow today. I noticed that it took a long time installing updates this morning. Actually, last night. God, now it's not even responding. So overall, we had a very strong push back up Thursday and Friday. We made it from the daily 200 back up through all the daily moving averages. Daily 50 is this purple line, which sits at 4,006. Daily 8 sitting at that 4019. Daily 21 sitting at 4036. Daily 15 sitting at 4042. Overnight, we pushed to some new highs, pushed past that key level 4056, and then just slowly drifted back. We haven't violated the overnight lows yet. So all in all, we're just sitting up in the same range. So today's going to be very simple. We have the daily 21, daily 15 sitting just below us at 4036 for the daily 21, 4042 for the daily 15. We need to hold this zone of liquidity to push higher through this 4056 to make it up to 4071, 4080. If we start to lose this zone of support, then we want to target right down to the next moving averages, 4019 and 4000. 4019 is the daily 8, 4006 is the daily 50. So it's very simple. We can hold up here, try to push for more. We start to lose this, we'll come back to retest daily 8, daily 50, which is where we took off from on Friday. If we just look a little bigger picture, you can see that we came down to those moving averages. We also tested a trend line from the lows that started from October and December. Yeah. So we held that trend line. So we have higher low, yet a higher low. Now, can we reject and roll back over and lose that low? Absolutely, but we need to understand that we are the structure of what we're looking at here, right? We had our rally in October that made it up basically to this rejection point, which is around 4180. We came back down, set a higher low, and came right back up to that rejection point. Now we pulled back to daily moving averages, held and set a higher low. We should be thinking about a rally back up to that 4180. Now, obviously at any point, especially since we made it through all of our daily moving averages on Friday, we could just roll back over and consolidate in the daily moving averages. They are liquidity levels. There's a lot of liquidity at those. So, a couple of scenarios. And before I get too far ahead of myself, let me pull up economic calendar. Just to show it's a very light week. We do have Powell speaking a couple of times this week, on Tuesday with the Senate, on Wednesday at the House. But as far as economic data this week, it's pretty light. We've got a little bit at 10 a.m. today, a little bit at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We have ADP report on Wednesday, some trade balance, some jobs data, and at 2 p.m. the Beige Book, the Fed Reserve's budget. On Thursday, some jobless claims, some Fed speakers. Friday, some more unemployment. And Fed budget at 2 p.m. Next week is the big one, finally, where we have CPI and PPI back to back, as well as retail sales. So next Tuesday, Wednesday, definitely going to be some big data drops that'll cause some volatility. And I believe the week after that is the next FOMC meeting. So just to say, we do have kind of some clear open skies here if we wanted to rally back up this week to get to these highs before that CPI and PPI come back out. So overall today, keep an eye on holding this zone and trying to push further. Next targets after getting above pre-market high would be 40.71, 40.80, 40.87, and then up to 41.01, 41.08 if this rally can continue. If we start to lose our daily 21, then we want to target back to the daily 50 and that 4,000 level, kind of where we took off from on Friday. All right, moving on, NQ. Same thing, got back above its daily moving averages. Basically looking for it to hold around 12,270 where the daily 15 sits, 12,250 a key level. If we start to lose that, then we want to target back to the daily 21 and daily 8, which are sitting right on top of each other at 12,200. Should those give out, back to 12,100 where we took off from on a Friday. I guess I forgot to say to the upside, if we can continue, we want to target up to 12,400 to get through pre-market high. 12,450 is a daily Keltner and near recent highs. And that psych level of 12,500. On to Ruddy. Ruddy's daily 15. Daily 15 at 1920, daily 21, daily 8 at about 1917. So if we do have a dip looking to hold that zone, Ruddy just did a good job holding its pre-market low, overnight lows, sorry, around 1926. So it could still hold those pre-market lows and continue up. The target to the upside is 1941 and 1950. If we start to give out 1925, target back to 1920, 1916. Should those give out 1910, 1900? YM. Looking like pre-market lows around 33,350. We have a 30-minute squeeze bottom there as well, so looking to hold around there. And try to push up through overnight highs to key level above 33,500 and the daily 50 above at 33,620. And some upside targets if we start to give out that 33,350. You want to target back to 33,300, 33,200 where the daily 8 sits. Apple. Hoo-hoo, what a gap up on Apple. Not looking like she wants to slow down. So I hope folks that just are not too short, right? Can we have a pullback today that allows them to position more long? Yeah. Could we reverse today? Sure. But we're going to see the signs, right? And we don't want to just start shorting and keep shorting as things are going up, right? Let them start to show that it's time to roll over. Either way, Apple having a massive gap up. Key zone above 153.85, 154.7, making a zone that we're about to run into. We could hit that zone, come back to maybe just fill this gap, or come back to pre-market lows where we open pre-market at 152-ish. We closed around 151. So from 151 to 152 is a small gap. That could be that we pull back to that and settle and then rally further, or we just keep on pushing. So we got that upside zone as a target. Past that, we have a daily squeeze sitting up near 157-ish. Should we pull back and lose the gap and not support at 151, you want to target back to 150 where the daily 15 sits. And the daily 8 and daily 21 are sitting down near 148, 148.5. Amazon made a good push back up to its daily 50 and daily 8, sitting around 94 and a quarter to 94 and a half. So looking to hold that pre-market lows on Amazon and try to keep pushing above 95 to get up to 96, where the daily 21, daily 15 sit. Past that, 97 is a big key level. Should we lose pre-market lows, you want to target back to 94, 93. Google did a great job holding this zone all week and took off from it back to our daily moving averages now. Overnight and kind of the low before close on Friday was around 93, 93.2. We have a 30-minute squeeze bottom there as well, so looking to hold there, try to push through pre-market highs at 93.8. And if we can get through 94, looking to try to get up to 95, 96, where the first daily Keltner sits. If we start to lose pre-market low at 93, target back to 92.5, where the daily 15 sits, and 92, where the daily the daily 8 sits, and kind of where we took off from on Friday. Meta. One of the strongest names. I mean, look, during all that selling the last couple of weeks, Meta just stayed in a range. 170, 175. Just bouncing, and took off up to 186 now. So if Meta can keep trucking, upside targets 188, 190, where the third Keltner to the upside sits, and 193, where the start of a daily squeeze is forming. Should we roll over and lose 184 at the bottom of a 30-minute squeeze? And we also have a daily Keltner there. Should we lose 184? You want to target back to 182 and 180 and 178, which is where we were topping out before breaking out on Friday. Microsoft. Made it back above the daily 21, which sits at about 253.75. We have a 30-minute squeeze bottom down near 254.5. Looking for that to try to hold. And if we can push through 256, looking to make it up to 257, where the daily 15 sits, and then 260, where the first Keltner to the upside sits. If we start to lose 254 and a quarter, 254, we want to target back, not too far. 253.5 is the daily 21, and 252.5 is the daily 8, daily 200, which are overlapping and kind of where we took off from on Friday. Netflix was definitely very quiet in the rally at the end of the week last week, and has kind of just been bouncing in between this range of 310 at the lows, 327.5 at the highs. So overall, this one seems to be a little quiet. Have they reported when they're going to have earnings? No, not yet. Okay. So not a lot of focus on this one. It seems to just be settling and waiting for a potential pre-earning run, maybe next month. Overall, looking for it to continue to hold 310. If it can take off through 318, looking for it to get back up to 322, where the daily 8 sits, and try to get back up to that 331 to 334, where the daily 50, 21, and 15 sit. It's also that old earnings gap that got filled. So that's kind of my main upside target on Netflix when it does decide to wake up and get going. NVIDIA was a little slower to get started on Friday, but definitely a great push back up near these recent highs. Overall today, looking for it to stay above 236 at the bottom of the 30-minute squeeze. If it gives out 236, you want to target back to 234, 232, which is where we took off from on Friday. The daily 8 will likely be stepping up to that 232. If it can get going to the upside and take out pre-market high, looking for 242, 244 at the top of this daily squeeze. Third Keltner sits up near 250. QQQ. Made it back near 300 and kind of chopping around there overnight. Overnight lows and last bounce point on Friday were around 299, so looking for that to hold. We also have like a 1 hour squeeze right near that 299. If we give out that 299, target back to 298 where the daily 15 sits, and then 296 where the daily 21 and daily 8 sit. But if we can hold that 299 and keep pushing above 300, pre-market highs near 301.4. Looking to try to continue through 302. Yeah, basically like 304 and then 308 where the second Keltner to the upside sits. Let's go with SPY. SPY, big strong push. Made it near 405 and gave it some taps after hours and overnight. And, basically got a little zone here below as support. If we do start to take out pre-market lows around 403.75. We've got the daily 15 around 403.25. We've got a key level at 402.75. We have the daily 21 at 402. So basically looking to hold up above 402, above the daily 21, if we are going to get a little pullback. And mainly that 402.75. If we can hold there and start to push through 405, we want to target 406 is the top of the hourly squeeze. And then 407.5 is the first Keltner to the upside. And then key levels at 409, 410. Should we give out, say the daily 21 at 402, we want to target back to 400 where the daily 8 sits. Tesla. Definitely a little quieter of a rally. It did make it back up, but it didn't take off through 200 and get back near the highs of the week. Overall, we're pinned between the daily 8 and daily 15, which sit above near 200 and 202. Let's see if we can hold our pre-market lows near 196.5, 197, and try to take off through 200. If we lose 196.5, likely coming down to retest 194 where the daily 21 sits, and key levels of 190. But if we can hold up 196.5, start to push through 200, we want to target up to 202 where the daily 15 sits, 205 where the first Keltner the upside sits, 206.82, the key level that we sold off from last Wednesday, and 210. And finally VIX. So VIX could not stay up at this daily squeeze top very long. It rejected and came back below daily moving averages, even made it below 20. So, for further upside, looking for VIX to try to stay below 19.5, get back below 19, and continue the journey down to 18.5, 18, 17.5, where the bottom of that daily squeeze sits. But if we're going to have a pullback or a little selling today so that maybe they want to reload long, we're going to have a little more of a pullback during the cash session to retest some of those points I talked about. VIX will likely come up to 19.5 and kind of this pre-market high from Friday. And if selling is going to continue, it'll likely get through that and get back up to 20 where the daily 8, daily 21 are kind of straddling around. The daily 50 and daily 15 sitting near 20.3. So those would be upside targets if we're going to see some selling today. But that is it for prep. Hope this was helpful for everybody. And for any folks that are new to predicted trades, it is going to be a free week where you can test out our tools all week long in the main chat. We'll also be mainly operating out of there. So, hope everybody found this helpful, and good luck today. We'll see everybody in the chat.